Hello, beloveds. This is Lainie Love Dalby beaming in the cosmic creatrix of the Sacred Revolution Oracle and the founder of the Ecstatic Embodied Leadership Academy. And I'm thrilled to be here to offer astrological themes and insights for the next 2 months with this Oracular Astrology reading. And not only is Saturn retrograde in Pisces and Pluto back in Capricorn to really clear those final vestiges of that story we've been in for almost 2 decades before we transition to Aquarius for the next 20 years, but we have 2 big astrological events happening today. And so with that Pluto back in Capricorn, we're continuing to dismantle the structures that are no longer serving, the old ways of doing business, the toxic masculine in ourselves and in the world. And there's so much more that I can say about that, but wanting to dive in today for these 2 astrological events, which is the new moon in Cancer, but also the nodes of fate and destiny are shifting into North Node in Aries and South Node in Libra. And this is air and fire, and where they have been in Taurus and Scorpio, which is earth and water, and that is the axis of power and resources where it has been. And now that it's moving into Aries and Libra, it's very much about self and other, about me and we, about the axis of individuation and relationships. And so we're going to be talking more about what this means, but I wanted to start with this new moon in Cancer today. And Cancer is a water sign, and it's the sign of the crab. It's that primordial great mother energy that is unconditionally loving. And Cancer season can really feel like a healing balm, a salve, a yummy, juicy bit of nourishment amidst the year. And it also rules the womb and the breasts and the belly. So it's this nourishment, this nurturing energy. It's also very sensual, and it's the divine feminine, and rules safety and security and home and community. And so really tuning into these energies in a lot of ways, Cancer is about what we are attached to, what we are bonded to, the people, the places, the things. And so looking at where any bonds have been broken, to create greater levels of belonging and support. And so maybe bonds have been broken with your body or with the earth or with your lineage or, with the animals around you, with ancestral medicine, with pleasure, and allowing yourself to restore these bonds that have been broken, to nourish these places. And this is where the Sacred Revolution is so important, because it is about returning to the body and the earth and the great web of all life. It is about really being in service to the sacredness of all life. And so we really co-create from our holy womb space this new earth and paradigm. For we birth universes and whole galaxies through our miraculous bodies and wombs. And so this is a time to really nourish ourselves for this journey that we are on, to step into the next level of our destiny, which we're going to go into. But my inquiry here for you is, what are you going to do to call in to nourish yourself and your body on the journey of stepping into your revolutionary potential? I know for me personally, I'm initiating my new Healy resonance device today. It is a personal microcurrency frequency device that really helps to balance the body and all the subtle energy fields and raise the frequency. And I've done several microcurrent frequencies before, but to now be able to have my own personal device is very exciting, to be able to access this medicine at any time. And you can check out more in the link below if you are curious. But I'm initiating that today, along with a juice fast to really cleanse my body and to prepare for this journey ahead. And so part of this journey is North Node entering Aries and the South Node entering Libra, which is happening today. And so Aries is the sign of the trailblazer. It is the leader and the one who goes first, who just does it, who has courage and motion. It's a very active, fiery sign, and it makes things happen. It initiates. It's this initiatory fire energy. And so this is what we're going to be collectively moving towards. So really asking, where can you take action in your life towards what is calling you, towards your deepest desires, towards what you are hungry for, what is literally pulling you forward, juicing you up, lighting up your body, because Aries is also about passion. It's about sexuality. And so that's some of the energy that we're going to be moving towards and activating this inner fierce feminine flame in our bodies. And that's actually what we're journeying with in our community. this moon cycle. And so with the Libra South Node, the South Node is what we're releasing. It's what we're clearing, that karma that we're letting go of. Whereas the North Node is what we're going towards, that destiny point, what we're calling in to be nourished with. And you can think of it like the ancient tales of the head and tail of the dragon. The North Node is that head of what we're consuming and literally eating and bringing in as nourishment. And the South Node is what we're excreting and literally shitting out. So with the Libra South Node, we're going to be letting go of people pleasing and over accommodating others. This is a big one, especially for women identified individuals. We're going to be letting go of really over giving and over accommodating, surface level connections that don't feel resonant anymore, or communities or friendships that no longer are resonating with you in your being. And any areas where you have been compromising yourself and your essence, it is time for that to go. It is time to come into our truth, to really get clear on our desires, to get clear on what is really calling us forth at the deepest level and depths of our passion, that volcanic passion. That actually, to give you a little preview, is one of the cards that came through. Activate your volcanic passion. This is very Aries North Node. This is the energy we're moving towards. No longer compromising yourself or your truth. Speaking up, doing the thing, taking action, making the moves. This is the energy we're going to be in. And I'm a fire starter, and my IC root is Aries, so it's the root core of my being. So I love this energy, and I'm like, yes, I am here for this. I'm here to be a fire starter for others that need that activation, that, fire foot that some of my friends like to call it. And, the nodes are going to be here until January 11th of 2025. So we have a while for this journey, about a year and a half. And so this is why it's a really big shift. And it's now fire and air, as opposed to what we've been in with is earth and deep water. So that's what Taurus and Scorpio is, and it's fixed earth and water. So it's been deep and heavy and intense, the work that we have been doing. And now we've moved into that fiery, Aries, and then the Libra air. And so there's also an energetic shift that is happening that you might feel. For instance, who's felt lighter in the few days? Anybody? I know that I have, so just feel that, notice that in your body. And I invite you to notice how you really feel during this transition, any major cosmic transition points, really feeling in your body. How is this feeling for me? This shift and this transition for the collective. And, with Scorpio South Node, we've been releasing a lot of old patriarchal habits, things keeping us from our power, literal toxins, heavy stuff, shadow material, deep, heavy material that's way down in the depths of the swamp. And, there's going to be some lightness just from that shift alone, and a freedom, a level of freeing ourselves into our destiny with that active fire. And, Taurus can be very stubborn earth. And so moving from stubborn earth to initiatory fire, it's like, okay, let's go. So just knowing that that is part of the energy that is going to be moving here and exciting us and stimulating us and really inspiring us to move forward towards our deepest destiny. And especially if you have Aries in your chart, any planetary placements, this is going to affect you even more because the North Node of Destiny will be crossing over those points. And if you wanted to know if you have any Aries in your chart, you could book a one-on-one reading for that. I am going to be closing my books shortly, but there's still an opportunity to get in. And also all of the eclipses between now and the next year and a half are going to be in Libra and Aries for the most part. And the first one is going to be coming for us in October, and the middle of October, and it's going to be a solar annual eclipse in Libra. And the next year, there's going to be a total solar eclipse in Aries in April, which is going to be visible in parts of the United States. So you definitely want to look to be on the path of totality for that if you're able to. It's going to be a rare opportunity. I highly recommend it. I'm actually going to be co-facilitating at a retreat, which I will let you know more about soon. But, I actually just went to see The Dial of Destiny this past weekend, the Indiana Jones movie. It was a family favorite favorite, watching Indiana Jones together. And there was this insatiable hunger that they had on this quest for this lost relic, and the two halves that were broken, and the instructions to find where the second half existed. And this was really deep Aries energy on a fiery, passionate quest to inhabit their destiny and fulfill their purpose for being here. And so I just love that this movie just came out with this node shift. It's very, there's often cultural trends that happen that align with cosmic transits, even when people don't really know what's going on. There's this underlying current. And so the dial of destiny is very much this Aries North Node energy. And so how can you really inhabit your own fiery passion for your destiny over this next year and a half, to really fulfill your purpose for being here, to get juiced up by that, and to let go of those patterns of people pleasing and forgoing yourself and overcompensating and really negating your own self and your own truth for, keeping the peace. No more keeping the peace. This is about really moving towards, this is my truth. This is who I am. This is who I'm here to be now. Claiming that. As my beloved teacher, Virginia said, claim your life. Claim what you are here to do, who you are here to be. The destiny that you are here to live. This is the energy. And I very much am also an embodiment of this energy at times. So Aries is really channeling through me here. This is the energy. This is the transmission. This is the code. So I invite you to receive these codes here now of this Aries North Node and to activate that in yourself over the next year and a half. Juicy opportunity that we have. Yes, yummy. Living into our revolutionary potential, and really bringing forth that personal and planetary transformation that is possible, especially as we're moving into that Pluto in Aquarius in January for the next 20 years. And so the next big opportunity that is coming forward this summer is or depending on where you are, this July, Venus retrograde in Leo is happening. And it is an underworld journey. It is a personal 44-day reset period. And, Venus, this is about reevaluating our values, looking at what we truly value most and how we can move towards that, how we can hold the vision of that even when we don't see that in the world around us. Venus is really about values, and Leo is about our heart-centered leadership. So how do we want to move forward in the world with our heart-centered leadership? Venus also rules love and relationships and money. So this is a powerful time to take stock of your money and your values around money, to really connect in around your intimate connections, your relationships, and consider, are your needs being met? And to also really look at love and how you want to lead with the heart. Really leading with the heart. So it's also a time to revisit old conversations, deal with old emotions, really look at, what is not working. Leo also rules self-love and sovereignty. So how can you really, and also pleasure and play. So how can you invite in more play, more pleasure, more self-love, and really reevaluate, really reinvestigate, reinvest. These are words. Any of the words are really powerful. Reevaluate how you are showing up in these areas. And it's a powerful opportunity, a retrograde, to really welcome in and reawaken old desires and to get super clear about what you really want and need in love. Also a powerful time to let go of old loves that might not any longer be resonant and clear the decks for a brand new cycle of love. And so, these are very powerful energies to work with and to really go into your depths. I know I was born with Venus retrograde in the underworld in Scorpio. So this is a big time for me personally to go on a journey, deep journey, and to excavate. Same if anyone has, Venus retrograde or Venus in Leo, this is a powerful time for you to get really clear on that next direction of your heart-centered leadership, of what and who you want to be in devotion to in the world. Venus is also about beauty. So really looking at your branding, looking at your, not branding, I don't like to use that word anymore, your visual frequency, the visual frequency that you are portraying in the world, really looking at what is most aligned for you now. And I'm actually creating a self-guided journal for this experience, for this 44-day Venus retrograde experience that's going to be available on Saturday. You can visit the link below to get yours today. And, this is what I'm going to personally personally be using on this journey. And it's also become very clear to me that this time for me, I need to go on a sabbatical. And so I'm also announcing today that I'm going to be going on a sabbatical really at this time to achieve greater work-life balance, to do a deep dive with the next level of what I'm here to create, to really realign, because there's a level which even my own visual frequency, many things that I have been moving with are needing to shift and change. I am in a death portal, and I have been for some time, and I'm honoring that death portal by taking this time to go within. And in very exciting news, there's also another oracle deck that is emerging. And so I'm going to be focusing in my energies and my resources and my attention in this direction for the rebirth on the other side of this. And I know that this 44-day retrograde is a huge part of that journey. And so would love to invite you along with me with this self-guided journal to be able to really go in and to excavate and to get clear. And it'll be a daily journaling where you can really maximize the potential of this transit in your life and of this period of retrograde with Venus in Leo, which only happens every 18 months. The last one was in Venus retrograde in Capricorn at the beginning of last year. And so, definitely recommend you to check out the link below to get your journal for that and to join me on the journey. That also means that I'm not sure when I'll be back doing my next reading, so be sure to take all of this one in today and really be nourished by the medicine of that. But I definitely will be back. So the next sort of stop on our journey of the next 2 months is the full moon in Aquarius and Lammas, which is August 1st. And, this is a summer cross-quarter festival and the celebration of the grain mother and the festival of the sort of first fruits. It's the summer's height and the celebration of the harvest. And so this is a time of gathering and feasting and play. And it's a time to give thanks for both the active growth period as the sun's energies will begin to wane, but we also turn again to face our inner selves and really understanding on deeper levels what we have manifested, what we have created. And so Leo, we're going to be in the time of Leo, which is this fixed fire sign represented by the lioness and ruled by the sun. And it's also about creative expression and sovereignty and being the leader and our capacity to shine. And, this is the archetype that sparkles shamelessly. And so with the sun in Leo and also this Venus retrograde in Leo, really powerful time to recenter on self-care, on your sacred pleasure power, on your sovereign queendom, no longer people pleasing, really getting clear about what you need and having pleasure as an empowering self-nourishing tool. And we're going to be tapping into more of that for sure. But, this full moon in Aquarius, really powerful moment to tap into these energies with Lammas as well. And, Aquarius is that visionary. It is the humanitarian. It is higher mind, higher consciousness. So releasing anything keeping you from coming from that place of higher consciousness, from that humanitarian heart, as you're doing this deep dive with Venus retrograde and the sun in Leo. And so I know I mentioned at the beginning that Saturn is retrograde in Pisces. So just to share a little bit about that, Saturn is really considered that master teacher and the Lord of karma. And so as it journeys retrograde, it's going to be bringing up karmic lessons that we need to revise or look over. And so you can really dive deeper into that. And also it's just an opportunity to get very sober and very clear about what you need to build the big dream. If you remember that Saturn and Pisces transit, this is structure to create the big dream, our biggest dreams, and those dreams that really light us up, that bring that passion, that bring that Aries fire. So these are really important pieces to tune into now, especially during this retrograde period of really going within. And then right on the tail end of that Venus retrograde, Mercury is going to be retrograding in Virgo. And so that's going to be something we're also going to be looking forward to continue to go in and to really look at, okay, how can I continue to set the stage for this next level of stepping into my destiny now? And so I want to tune in around the cards that came through because there's quite a lot. And the first one was 39, which is the vibrational pulsing light web of creation. And this very much is the visionary dreamer. So this is that Saturn and Pisces energy. It is rooting in the big dream above all in this time and really getting crystal clear about what that is for you. If you're not clear on the dream, take time to journal, to write, to do shamanic journeys, to vision. As you know, there's practices and ecstatic embodied practices in our portal that come with the Oracle deck that take you on guided journeys to really go in and to do the deeper work and anchor the medicine of the cards. So that's a real invitation here to really keep focused on the dream, on what it is that you're creating, on what it is that you're manifesting, and really tuning in with this Cancer season to what do you need to do to nourish your body, your energy, your frequency, so that you're resourced to birth that dream, so that you have everything you need in your body and your being to really live it, to become it, to be it. The next two cards that came through were that activate your volcanic passion and wield your fierce sword of discernment. This is the nodal shift, 100%. This is that north node in Aries that is saying, what are you passionate about? What are you going for? What brings you wildly alive? And how can you move towards that now? And then this, wield your fierce sword of discernment, it's cutting away that people-pleasing, that overcompensating, those behaviors that have no longer been serving you and that have been compromising your energy and your resources and your life force. You know, these are our non-renewable resources of time, of energy, of our frequency, you know, and these are things that we really want to tune into how we are utilizing them in the world to help live our destiny, to help move towards and initiate that Aries fire within us to burn for what we are hungry for and to walk through the fires we need to get to that, to make that a reality, to bring that into being into our lives. And from there, I thought this was interesting because this is also very north node in Aries. This is restore balance, justice, and liberation for all. So not only what are you moving towards with your destiny, what is it that brings you so wildly alive, but what is it also that breaks your heart, that you are ready to take a stand for and say, no, I'm not going to allow this to happen in the world around me. No, I will not tolerate this. It's again, no longer tolerating. What have you been tolerating? What have we been tolerating in the collective? And, you know, this is really an awakening card of justice, of the activist, of the one who is taking a stand for what they believe in and not only claiming their life, but claiming what they're taking a stand for around what breaks their heart and moving towards that and doing something about it, taking action, not just looking out in the world and saying like, oh, that really breaks my heart. It's saying that breaks my heart and I'm going to show up and make a difference in that arena. I'm going to show up and I'm going to transform something in the world. I'm going to bring this fiery initiatory energy towards transformation. So I love that this card is here. This is about that personal and planetary transformation and asking, how can you participate in that with your initiatory fire, your initiatory Aries fire, and can you ignite that? The Lemurian Waterkeeper's card. So this card is really about retrieving past life capacities in many ways. So what do you need to go in and retrieve to be able to move towards your destiny? What past life skills, gifts, capacities do you need to go in to really bring back, to call forward now into this lifetime, here and now, and to integrate into your body and being to be able to step forward into that next level of your destiny? And, you know, this is a great card for soul retrieval, for past life regression, for going in and remembering, reawakening the codes, the original codes, the crystalline codes that are in water, and the water inscribed in our body, in the DNA, awakening those codes of your full potential now to move towards that fiery destiny. The next card that came through is the sacred union of your humanity and divinity. This is card 1 from the deck. And this very much feels like the Cancer new moon that we are in right now, but this is also Leo energy. There's a level of erotic innocence and play and juiciness and self-love with all the roses here, with the naked flesh. You know, and it's a great time with Cancer season now, and also the energy of the Leo that is here, Venus and Leo, of doing breast massage, allowing yourself to awaken and open this gateway to the heart, and to open it towards yourself and greater levels of nourishment and self-love and self-care and radical tending. As we do this deeper work, as we activate this fire, there's the need to really tend and care for and nourish our bodies to be able to show up in this way, in our full essence, in our full fire. And so really nourishing this in a juicy level, bringing in that self-love, bringing in that self-care, bringing in that self-touch, and really being with our bodies, honoring our bodies as the sovereign king, queen energy that we are. And the rose is the highest vibration frequency of love on the planet. And, smelling, activating, anytime you pass roses, stop to smell the roses. That is going to activate and open your heart and bring in that sense of pleasure, because this card is about sacred pleasure power. So tuning in with that Venus retrograde too, how can you invite in greater pleasure into your life? Venus, this card is Venus, 100% Aphrodite. How can you invite in that love? How can you invite in that pleasure and live from that? Let that feed you, let that delight you, let that inspire you to live in your full fire and your wild aliveness. Let it juice you up. So womb massage is also great. Mayan abdominal massage is a really powerful form of that. And so you could absolutely as well engage in that during this Cancer season to really support you. I know since I started my juice fast today, I'm also having a massage today to really nourish my body for this new moon, knowing that downloads tend to come through when I do offer the space and set the space for that. So how can you nourish that sensual embodiment here now? Because that is a way, it's like our divinity, our spirit is here anchoring in this physical body. So let us honor and nourish this vessel, this sacred vessel that really is, how we are ensouled, how we are here on earth, and how we can bring forward that destiny. So nourishing at the deepest levels of our being. And then I love that delight in sacred play and synchronicity showed up. This is card 29, which, this card is very Leo. It's bringing in the play, it's bringing in the joy, it's bringing in the delight, and just allowing that to come into your body and your being, following the synchronicities, trusting what is coming through, listening at a deep level to spirit, to, as you go in this retrograde, in this underworld journey, like really listening, attuning. The acronym for OWL, observe, wait, listen. And what can you find in that place? And then also, how can the journey be fun and be playful? And, really bring joy, ultimately tuning into your joy vibration, because that's what this North Node, destiny point can really bring us, tuning into our fire and our aliveness. That brings us joy. This is high frequency vibration energy that can transform us. It can transform our state. It can transform the world. And it can really set the stage for us creating what it is that we most desire, birthing that big dream. But we got to cut those habits out that keep us from that. Those ways that we're overcompensating that literally steal our joy. The ways that we are people pleasing that steal our joy. No more, no more. Bring in that joy, bring in that delight, bring in that play, and learn how to say no when you need to say no. This is a practice. You got to work that muscle during this North and South Node transit. Your sacred no, get really clear on what your sacred no feels like in your body and what your holy hell yes feels like. This is what we practice in our community as we gather. This is really such an essential part of getting clear about that in your body, in your essence. The next card that came through is Create Sacred Containers of Partnership. This is card 31. And this card is about relationships. It's about partnerships. It's about soul unions. It's about twin flame energies. It's about how we connect and come together with others in a good way. It's about how we co-create together, how we hold the vision together, how we activate that volcanic passion together, how like the dolphins we play and bring in joy together. And really thinking of your relationships in your life, at this point in my life, I'm moving towards having evolutionary relationships, friendships, romances, whatever it might be, that they are evolutionary, that they're invested in growth and transformation, in upholding each other's highest and best good, and supporting each other in moving towards that in all the ways. And, creating a sacred container with sacred agreements where you are moving with that energy, where you are holding each other, where you are really fostering each other's growth. This is also very Cancer. It's literally creating a container for you to be held in, where you can be safe and secure, a nest of love and support and belonging. And so how can you bring this energy more into your current partnership, if you are in a partnership or multiple partnerships or a romantic partnership or a marriage? Or, how can you bring it into container of a group or a friendship or a sister circle? How can you really attune to and get very clear on how this can be a sacred container, not just, we're friends. How can that be a sacred container where you're really honoring and seeing each other at a deep level and upholding each other in sisterhood, where you're really saying, I see you, I've got you, and you show up for each other in ways where you can be raw, where you can be vulnerable, where you can share the depths of who you are and really allow that to come forth, to pour forth like medicine. And so really tuning in, and also, with Venus in Leo retrograde, Venus ruling love and relationships, where have you been out of alignment in relationships? Where do you have deeper healing that you need to do? Where might you have trauma that you need to heal so that you're not triggered constantly in partnerships? What is it that you need to move through and heal and transform so that you can relate in a good way, especially in love, especially with the heart? And how can you lead with the heart with all of this? Very powerful and profound. So, these two cards came through together as well, which is the Keeper of Life, Death, and Rebirth Mysteries. And also 44, Emerge through the Rainbow Birth Portal. And so, we've been in this process of real deep, this death portal that we have been in. And a lot of it has been this Pluto in Capricorn energy, which, Pluto brings life, death, and rebirth. It brings, a real transformation and rebirth. And there has been many structures that needed to die, that needed to literally burn down to ash, to be reborn like the phoenix. And so really honoring that death portal, honoring what is cleared away, and knowing on the other side of this, we are going to come out new, activated with that lightning energy, grounded in the metamorphosis, fully transformed, blossoming into that next level. This card is about quantum healing, the quantum healing that is possible when we really go in and attune and do the deeper healing work. And so this really feels related to this whole journey with the 44-day Venus retrograde into the underworld, and really allowing ourselves to emerge on the other side anew. And especially also with that Mercury retrograde in Virgo, it might be like towards the fall, towards that eclipse portal in October, that we're emerging new. But, how do you want to blossom now? How do you want to emerge? What is it that you want to heal at the deepest levels of your being so that you can truly be reborn into that next level of your destiny and who you're here to be, moving towards what makes you come fully wildly alive, what you are so passionate about, and what breaks your heart, and really attuning to that and letting that move you, drive you, lead you forward, pull you with that Aries energy, the one that doesn't really wait, doesn't necessarily think about the consequences. It steps in. And so what is it that you're initiating that's going to support you, not only in the death process, in the release and the letting go and the clearing and the leaving it in the underworld instead of bringing it back with you? What are you going to leave down in the underworld on this journey so that you can emerge anew through the rainbow birth portal? That is the question. What is it that you're really ready to let go of, to heal, to transform, to reinvest in, to reinvigorate, and really investigate in a deep level so that you can step into this next level of your destiny? And I feel like one more card is wanting to come through as an end note. So I'm going to see what that card is right now for us, for this end note. Something's crying out that wants to be here. Let's see, what is our end note that we need right now? the architect of the ancient future. Seeing her there holding the frequency. So this is about attuning at a deep level to your inner self, attuning to what it is that you are here to build, how it is that you are here to hold frequency, and knowing that that frequency is such a big part of your medicine, of your essence, of who you are, of what you're here to bring. And seeing her in her sovereign self, fully attuned, deeply listening, in the portal, literally in a portal, and attuning to that deeper medicine that is there. This card is also connected to past life skills and capacities and gifts, and also sacred sites in the land. So if you have the opportunity to go to a sacred site in the land and to tune into the energy and the medicine in the land to support you on the journey, welcoming that in as well. But this is the priest, priestess card. So, this idea of what is it that you are holding space for, and perhaps it's holding space for yourself in this rebirth journey, but really tuning into that level of how are you going to hold a higher frequency now? What is it that you value? What is it that you're going to move towards? How can you listen deeply for that? And again, this guided journal experience for the Venus retrograde will really support you in this deeper listening, deeper attuning, and deeper knowing. So there's also a way of really listening in with the body and tracking that in the journal as well to really be able to know the way forward, for the body is such a potent portal to our power. And so tuning into that power, tuning into that wisdom and that medicine, and allowing ourselves to be held, because this is the other card that came through, the holographic grandmothers. Allowing ourselves to be held in that primordial great mother, great grandmother energy as we move towards this next stage of our destiny and our evolution. Tuning into the deep unconditional love and support that is available as we welcome in our ancestors, as we welcome in the Indigenous Council of Elders and Grandmothers, as we really call in that deeper layer of support, knowing we're not alone on this journey, and it's a matter of tuning in. And as you can see, there's another rainbow portal here. So we are absolutely moving through the rainbow portal. And Saturn creating new structures. Beautiful rainbow portal. So honoring that rainbow portal, honoring that medicine, and asking, who do you want to be on the other side of this rainbow portal? Share with us in the comments below. Would love to hear, would love to know, and just really honoring you on this journey. Hope to journey with you with the self-guided journal below for Venus retrograde in Leo. And so looking forward to tuning in with you on the other side of this sabbatical and seeing what comes through. I'm going to be going deep into the depths to really excavate and to call forth this new Oracle deck. I actually received a grant here locally in St. Louis from the Regional Arts and Culture to help support the production of this deck. And so really feeling very nourished and supported by that as well, to be able to go in and do this deeper dive right now, and just really honoring the medicine, honoring your big dreams, honoring what lights you up, and really excited to hear more about what that is below. Share in the comments, and be sure to like and subscribe. Send this to anyone that you feel could use this inspiration, this fire, this activation, this remembrance, this activation of codes, and share it far and wide. And until next time, sparkle shamelessly for the good of all, beloveds. Cannot wait to see you again soon. Ciao for now.